Okay, today we're going to do lesson 9-1, which is slope. Yay, I like slope. We're going to be looking at graphs. All right, so let's learn about slopes. Another word for slope is the rate of change. Okay, positive going up. This is ascending, and negative going down, which is descending. That's why I put a little mountain. All right, so let's go to page 123 in your Algebra 1 book. Okay, so we're going to look at number 1. So from this video is just from curriculum from the Springboard Algebra 1 book. Okay, so on page 123, go ahead and answer question number 1. So pause the video. What do you think is meant by, so review with your group the background information that is given as you solve the following items. Okay, so what do you think is meant by the terms rise and run in context? Okay, so go ahead and write that one down. Okay, so when we were in class, we had a lot of good suggestions, such as rise is the up and down, right? That was one. The rise is the vertical, and it was also the change in y. Okay, and then we had a lot of good examples for run. So the run is the left to right, or left and right. Okay, the horizontal change, and you can also say it's the change in x. Okay, so here from the bottom of the stairs to the top, the run is how far was the change in x, and up to the top was the change from the bottom to the top, or the change in y. All right, so this is on page 124. Consider the line in the graph below. Okay, so we have here our vertical change, which is the change in y, is these right here. And our horizontal change, which is our change in x, are these right here. Okay. So we're going to consider the line in the graph below to answer these questions. So first we have, what is the vertical change between points A and B? So here's A and B, and we want the vertical change. So that one ended up being this right here. This is our vertical change. Okay, and all I want to know is how many units. So this we can actually count, right? So let me get out my marker. I'll do this one. Okay, so we started here and we went up 1, 2, 3. So here I can say 3 units. Okay, what about points A and C? So here we have point A, here we have point C, and how many units? So from here, see how I connect them like that? That one didn't come out good. So there we go. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 units vertical change. All right, let me erase all this. And now we're going to look at the change in points, the vertical change in points C and D. So here's C and D, and the vertical change is 1, 2, 3. So here we have 3 units. All right, so now we're going to look at the points A and B, our horizontal change. So this is the vertical change. The other one was between A and C. Okay, so let's do the horizontal change in A and B. So here's A, here's B. Our horizontal change is here. So how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have 4 units. Okay, between points A and C. So here's A, here's C, right? So we're talking about this one right here. So we're looking at the horizontal change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 units here. And now between points C and D, we're looking for the horizontal change, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. Okay, so now we know what the vertical and horizontal. For now, we're just counting the units. Okay, later on when we have, points that are more spread across, we're going to use the points themselves because we're not going to be counting, right? When they're so far apart. All right, so slope is the vertical change. So we say it's the change of y. It's also written as this little triangle, change of y. Horizontal change is the change of x, and it's written with this little triangle, change of x. Okay, so on page 124, we're going to find the slope of the segment of the line connecting points A and B. Okay, so we found the vertical change in A and B. So we're writing it in terms of change of x, change of y over the change of x. All right, so if we go to points, so this is our vertical change and our horizontal change. Vertical, horizontal, right? So let's go up to where we had point AB. And what was our vertical change? It was 3 units. And what was our horizontal change between A and B? Our horizontal change was 4 units. So here our slope would be 3 over 4. Okay, let's try the next one. Points A and B, change of y over change of x, which is our slope. I'm going to write it as m. Okay, what was our between A and C? What was our vertical change? Our change of y was 6 units. So here I'm going to put 6. And our change of y, or horizontal change from A for A and C, was 8 units. Okay. And here I can simplify by 2, dividing both top and bottom by 2, so we get 3 over 4. That is our slope. And then C and D, same thing, change of y over change of x, so I already counted those. Our vertical change was 3, our horizontal change was 4. So this is 3 over 4. So notice the slope on all 3. What are they? So what do you notice about the slope of line in items 4A, 4B, and 4C? So what do we notice about these 3, right? Yeah, so if you said they're all the same, absolutely right. They're all the same. So what does your answer to item 5 indicate about the points on the line? Okay, so I had a lot of good answers when we did this in class. So it's the same line was 1. Okay, let me do a text box. So I can also say that the slope between any 2 points on the same line is always the same. They're on the same line. Okay, any 2 points on that line would have the same slope. Okay, very nice. Let's move on. So now we're going to determine the slope of the line graph. So I'm just going to zoom this in a bit, and I'm just going to pick 2 points that are directly on an intersection. So I see a really good, so I can pick any 2 points. You might pick different points. That's not directly on an intersection. This one is, all right? So there we go. So then I do, remember the change of y is the vertical, the change of x is the horizontal. Okay, not another word. In other words, it's the rise over the run. All right, so how much did I rise? How much? So it's kind of like this. So here I can just count 1, 2, 3. 3 is my change of y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is my change in x. So my slope is 3/7. Yay. Okay. So recall that the slope of a line is the ratio of the change of y over the change of x. So identify 2 points on the graph above and record the coordinates on the 2 points you selected. Okay, so first point, what was my first point? My first point was, I don't know, let's say this one, 0, comma, -3. And then my second point was 7, comma, 0. Okay, so 0, -3, and 7, 0. I'm just double checking. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Which coordinates relate to the vertical change of the graph? Okay, so the vertical change would be our change of y, right? So it would be our y coordinate. Y coordinate. And that would be our -3 and our 0, right? -3 and 0. Which coordinates relate to the horizontal change? Okay, that would be our x coordinate or x coordinates. And our x coordinates are 0 and 7. Okay, determine the vertical change. Okay, so the vertical change here. Okay, so when we use the points, it is, so order is very important. So if I start with the first point, okay, so I can say it's -3 minus 0, which gives us a -3. Determine the horizontal change. So the horizontal are these two numbers. So if I started with the -3, I have to start with the 0. So it would be 0 minus 7, which is -7. Calculate the slope of the line. How does the slope compare to the slope you found in item 9? So let's do, remember, this is the change of y, which is our vertical, change of x, which is our horizontal. So here we have -3 over -7. Okay, negative divided by negative is a positive. So we just get 3/7. So did we get the same thing as our graph? Yeah, we did 3/7. So that's perfect. Okay, if we had gone the other direction, if I had started, for example, if I had started with this point, oops, wrong color. So if I had started with this point, I would start with this point. So it would be 0 minus a -3, which would give me a 3, and 7. So this is my change of y, my change of x. Okay, and this would be 7 take away 0, which is 7. So that gave me the same thing, okay? Just watch your signs because this is 0 minus a -3. Okay. And that's it. So now you have a homework of page 127, numbers 16 through 19. So go ahead and try those problems. And if you have any questions, please make sure to send me a Schoology message. All right. So really quick, just the credits on the awesome PowerPoint that I have was through Slides Carnival. My photographs were from Bitmoji, and the curriculum I got from the Springboard book. Okay. So I'll see you next time for lesson 9-3, which is slope and rate of change. Bye.